Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here, and it's Friday, right?
It is Friday.
So we're a little late. We're a couple hours later than we usually do our stream. I hope you guys are out there. I hope there's a few people watching anyway, and I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. We did. That's one of the reasons we're late. We went out of town. We just got back from Sarasota, where we were having Thanksgiving with Nick and his family, and Nick's wife and my girlfriend Vedanta, they're sisters, and so we went to their family's place, and we had a great time. And so we just got back, and we thought, you know what? It's Black Friday, man. We want to do a stream and tell you guys about all the sales we got going on our website, and all the cool stuff happening right now. So, and also I thought I'd do a little bit of digital drawing or painting, and and we'll just have some fun. That's all. Just a nice, easy Friday. So once again, I hope you guys had a great day yesterday. For those of you in the United States, for those of you outside the United States, yesterday was a big holiday for us, Thanksgiving. It marks the day that the first pilgrims came across and celebrated their first year, getting through that first hard season. And so it's a big holiday for us, and we have a great time and eat a lot of food, lots of turkey. And so anyway, that was great. We had a really good time, like I said. And I've been doing some oil painting.
Yeah.
Can you grab that one over there? Just grab it underneath where it's raw, the raw canvas. Just grab it. Pick it up. You can pick it up.
Right here?
No, you can just touch it. Yeah, underneath.
Under.
There's no paint there. Look at raw canvas right there. You can see where there's no paint. Look, just this, like that.
Oh, I thought that was paint.
I said there's no paint there.
I thought that was paint. It was blue. Anything that is not white, I think, is paint.
But so we've got our oil painting course out. It's a lot of fun. You know, the course is, I think, around 25 hours. It's really long. You basically sit with me while I do an entire 30 by 40 inch oil painting, and I take you through my entire process. This is a sketch that I did just the other night. Some more oil painting. I'm having a great time having picked up the oil painting again, and just I'm really loving it and picking up doing some of the imagery from our last trip. Here, you just go ahead and put that back on. Just hold it there and it'll be fine. Oh, don't touch it there. But so it's been great. So the oil painting course is out, and or it's coming out. It'll be out today, I believe. Yeah. And the Black Friday sale. That's the big thing I want to talk about. Nick's got it all up here for me. It's the Black Friday sale. It's 40% off of all of our courses. That's huge. And it's 20% off of all our prints. And then I've got my big charcoal paint drawings that you guys have seen. I've knocked $500 off of all of those. So that's really big. And then it's $100 off the animal drawing bundles. And then it's $75 off the premium membership. That's our best deal. So get everything on that site for one price. So you go over and pay for the premium membership, you get everything that's on our site. You get the brushes, you get all the courses, you get everything. Plus, for that year, you get any new courses that we create. Okay, so it's a really good deal. It's the best deal on there. And the oil painting course comes out today at 5 p.m. our time. So in about 2 hours, it'll be there. So there's still a chance to pre-order for over 50% off. Okay, so I thought the pre-orders were over. They're not. You can still pre-order it before 5 o'clock and get over 50% off of the course.
So I made that change for nothing.
I know, right? I thought it was there. So so that's really cool. And here's a close-up. If you jump over to my desktop. Yeah, jumped over to the desktop. Yeah, so this is a little thing I did for Facebook, but you can see a close-up of the painting here, and it was really a lot of fun to do. Like I said, it was one of our lions that we followed around in Africa on our last trip. This is an adolescent. I called the painting the up-and-comer, and there's a storm in the background, so it's kind of a double meaning because we got an upcoming storm. And that's kind of what he is. He's an upcoming storm himself. He's going to be a big male lion. So it's called the up-and-comer. And the course, you sit with me the entire time as I paint it. So why don't we go ahead and once again, I got Dustin with me. Oh, we got back from CTN. That was the other thing.
Hi.
We just got back from CTN on Monday. The animation conference in Burbank, California that we go to every year. Had a great time. We saw a lot of you there, and really, really enjoyed it. We always have a good time while we're there. Sometimes I have too much of a good time, but it was good.
Yeah, I had so much fun too.
Yeah, Dustin had to stay here and edit the oil painting course. But you did a great job, son. You got 25 hours worth of video that he had to edit, so it's a lot to go through.
But during the weekend, I was able to use your lens to get some cool wildlife photos.
Yes, you did. That's right. And so there's that. And Dustin's really getting some really cool photographs lately, and we're digging that. But so let's. So we got Dustin here.
Yes.
And did you say hi?
Hi.
And then we got Nick over in Sarasota. And he's going to be answering questions over there. Why don't we just open it up?
You forgot two different things.
What's that?
You forgot the Patreon and the believable characters.
Oh, yeah. December 7th, I want to remind you guys, if you go over to the website, December 7th is our live web event where I'm talking about creating believable creatures. And it's a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about my creature design and take you through the whole process. And then also, and that's over at creatureartteacher.com/live. Go check that out. And then also go over to our Patreon page and see if you can donate there, because every little bit helps us and enables us to create more content for you guys, and then you get some cool rewards there at different tiers. So go check that out at patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt. I think it is. Yes.
Patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt.
Yes. So let's jump over to
desktop.
Let's go to the desktop. And actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to save that. I've already done it. Don't save. And we're going to get rid of this. There we go. Look at Nick there. So let's open a new document. And a couple weeks ago, I did a creature demo.
And somebody's actually wondering what the skull is behind you.
Oh, that's a giraffe skull.
A giraffe.
A giraffe, yes. This is you must be a newcomer, because this is here every time we do our talk. And this sucker's heavy. But this is a giraffe skull. One of my prized possessions. Very, very awesome specimen. And it is really heavy. I can't imagine the weight that them carrying that around. Well, their necks are incredibly strong. But so I thought, why don't we do request day? Like we haven't done that in a while.
Request day.
Yeah. Want to do that?
I'm down for that.
You down for that?
The question is the audience down for that?
I don't know. Ain't nobody down for that. Let me turn this on.
Ain't nobody got time for that?
I am roasting. Where's my power? There it is. Oh, that's so much better. So do we have any suggestions? Let's do an animal.
Well, we just asked it, so there's going to be a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's okay. So we got a little bit of a delay. Do we have any people watching?
Yes, we
hope we do.
We have quite a few, yeah. Grasshopper. Somebody requested a grasshopper.
A grasshopper?
A grasshopper.
Grasshopper. And I want to try to do this without reference. I'm going to try to do that. Just make it up. I had to create a half. We had to at CTN. I had to draw on command in front of an audience, and they yelled out. They wanted me to do a half man, half lion. That was surprised and upset. Oh, a dancing buffalo. I like that.
Someone else is asking. Burger's asking. Could you draw a gorilla today? I asked so many times for a gorilla.
Oh, gorilla.
Gorilla.
Okay, I can do a gorilla. Yeah. Okay, let's say I'll do a gorilla. Could you draw a sea turtle? Actually, I'm going to draw a gorilla. What kind of gorilla? Is he an upset gorilla? Is he a happy gorilla? Mean gorilla?
Maybe a gorilla in a dress.
No, actually, I'm just gonna go with drawing a gorilla, because I have this dark idea.
What is the reason for Black Friday?
Black Friday here in the United States is traditionally the biggest shopping day of the year. It's right after Thanksgiving. It's the day after, and that's when the holiday season kicks off for people to go out and shop for Christmas. And so here it's the biggest. I think in the UK it's becoming the biggest shopping day of the year as well.
Isn't it a way for the businesses to get rid of like their old stock or something?
Oh no, because this is all new stuff coming in.
Yeah. But yeah, it's become quite a tradition. It's almost to the point of purge quality.
I know.
Just every man for themselves in those stores.
It really is.
I've just seen a pic of a hammer-headed flying dog, a bat kind of thing. A hammer-headed flying dog.
That's just weird.
How does that work? Half man, half lion? That's a thundercat.
Yeah, except I did it top half lion, bottom half man. I changed it up.
Actually, it would be interesting to see like a centaur, but instead of a horse body, it's like a lion body.
Nick says traditionally it was the day that retail stores moved into the black. Oh, the rest of the year their sales were in the red. I didn't realize that.
Into the black, meaning like their sales.
They've
are
actually
so low.
it's at this point that they actually start making a profit.
Mm.
Oh, like that one. I'm going to turn that off. I kind of got this idea in my head of just want this kind of ominous in the shadows kind of look.
Yeah, Chelsea Henry says, "Hi, Aaron and Dustin. Hope all is well. Met you at Orlando Masterclass. If you forgot who I am by now, of course I remember you.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going? How about a Viking chief gorilla?
I've got an idea for something here.
Are you sure about that? There's also recommending a chimp arm wrestling with a gorilla. Your brother just said, "Hey, I got a better idea."
Oh, Travis is on?
Yep.
Hello, Travis.
Have you guys ever been to Norway? I personally haven't, but haven't you?
Norway?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought you did at one point.
Nope. Never been to Norway.
Would you want to go?
I'd love to go to Norway.
How much do you think our flight tickets to Norway?
I don't know. Hey, Aaron, are your sales only for today? No, our Black Friday sale is going to go through the weekend. So we've got our Black Friday sale happening today through the weekend. Then Cyber Monday we've got, because that's always traditionally a technical, like electronics and things like that.
Yeah.
Sale. Cyber
Well,
Monday.
I usually thought that Cyber Monday was Black Friday, but on the internet.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I always thought of.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I just thought differently. Well, you might be right.
Yeah, what Travis just said, we should go to Norway together.
Yeah. Let me try something here. Whoop, I don't like that eraser. I got the wrong eraser on here.
Uh-oh.
What? What?
What?
What? What? There we go.
That's not good.
Trying to. There, give him a little growl, little grimace.
Grr. Get some grr.
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 YouTube question: who are the best comedic illustrators you know of? I don't know comedic illustrators. That's actually a good question. I don't really know of comedic illustrators. You know, what are some of the guys from Sergio? What's his name from Mad Magazine? That's uh, Manny's uncle.
I do not know. What was the reason for the late start of today's live stream for the latecomers?
Oh, the reason because we were in Sarasota. I got a late start getting on the road coming back.
Yeah, like we got here.
We literally just got back from Sarasota 25 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we jumped out of the car after driving 3 hours and came in here, got set up, and here we are. He's a... There's Gorilla. Let me move him over.
Yeah, he looks a lot like the character from Tarzan.
Kerchak?
Kerchak, yeah.
What I want is like, it's almost like I want him looking through leaves, you know, gotta go really fast here. Sophia on YouTube says, this is actually my first time on one of your live streams. I even brought my mum to watch since we're both interested in art. Well, that's great. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find...
That's to read what the other one Nick put in?
Yeah. Wade says, I buy your annual subscription and it's awesome content. That's great. Thank you. Actually, I want to bring that arm out this way. Maybe pull that straight down. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find one of his jaw. They've got a nice massive jaw. I'm thinking about that structure underneath. And like I said, once again, I'm kind of doing this. Well, I am doing this out of my head. I don't have any gorilla reference in front of me.
What are you asking Santa for this year?
Oh, what am I asking Santa for this year? Well, I just got a new TV, a bigger TV.
I can't wait to see what that's going to be like.
Nothing. You know, I'm one of the worst guys to shop for because if I need something or I want something during the year, I just get it. I go and get it, and that's that. And so people hate shopping for me. I'm the guy that has everything. So I'm really just drawing fast in here. I want it to feel like dappled light on him.
What are your thoughts on Klaus?
My thoughts on Klaus are I think it's brilliant. I absolutely loved Klaus.
Definitely a must watch.
And that's one of the great things about CTN is we hung out with a lot of the filmmakers from Klaus, and
you even saw Sergio up there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sergio Pablos.
Yeah.
And a lot of the animators and just really had a really good time.
Do you have any no reference tips?
Well, I'm only doing this without reference because I've drawn enough gorillas with reference and from life that I know what they look like. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's educating yourself, drawing from life, knowing anatomy, all that kind of stuff. That all becomes vitally important. So I'm just drawing really kind of scribbly in here. I'll start. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to lighten this up. What I might do is this. Dr. Hannah asks, can you do a spotted hyena next week? Sure. Matter of fact, we happen to have photographed a lot of spotted hyenas while we were in Kenya. We got some crazy spotted hyena reference.
Dustin, what are yours and Aaron's totem animals? Bear. I really think it's the bear. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Here's a very rare question. Have you thought about doing portfolio reviews?
I have thought about it, and we want to do it. It's just a matter of being able to do it, because we get that request all the time. But I don't have enough time to, because we work on such a large scale with with literally thousands of people. It's hard to get individuals. I want to bring his. I want to get the difference between his. Like that. I want to bring that up so his upper lip is a lot smaller, and then bring his jawline down.
Yeah, Gabby just came on.
Hey, Gabby. So he looks like this. Push his expression a little bit more.
Is it just me, or are the paws in the new Lion King bit weird?
They are.
I don't feel real lions have paws like they had.
No, not quite. They weren't that bad, but they were a little off, I think.
Uncle Travis says, Dustin, give the gorilla a voice.
Give him a voice, Dustin. What was that? What was that? That's funny.
Yeah, we just wrote, hey guys, how's everyone?
Good. YouTube question. You've talked about desks a bit. Can you tell us about your chair and how you go about choosing them? I sit in it before I buy it. For me, it's about back support. And so I never order chairs online. I have to go and sit in it.
Are you sending me a line already, Uncle? Or I don't see it. Oh, I see it.
Your uncle talking to you?
Yeah.
That was one of the fun things we got to do out at CTN. Is my brother Travis, who's also an animator and story artist. He was out there. We got to hang out. We don't get to see each other very often because he's in Seattle and I live in Florida, so we're an entire country apart. I don't know. Do I like that look? I don't know if I like that. I want his eyes to be a little smaller.
What was your thoughts about them using "Be Our Guest" in Lion King? They used the song.
Did they? Oh yeah, they did. I think they did something like that.
Did they?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember, but to be honest with you, I don't remember much of the movie. I mean, I saw it, but it just I kind of checked out a little bit.
Is that you consider forgettable almost?
Not forgettable. It's just, well, first of all, I know the Lion King so well because I've worked on it, but it was I found it hard to engage with the characters because of their lack of expression. I thought the movie looked beautiful, but from a character standpoint, I had just a little bit of a hard time.
Did you get Disney Plus? I'm loving it. Watched Walt talk about plausibility and possibilities.
Yeah, I've got it. We've got it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I have it too. But the problem that I'm currently having is I watch it through the web browser through Chrome, but the video stream keeps stuttering and screens keep blacking out, and it's just,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's very buggy on the browser. So, and unfortunately, the only other place I could watch it is on a console, but the only one I have is the Switch, which they don't have Disney Plus on the Switch.
Oh, that's.
They only got YouTube and Hulu.
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 Hulu. So remember, guys, today is Black Friday here in the United States. If you go over to our website, if you go over to my website, creatureartteacher.com, everything is 40% off. It's $500 off of my original charcoal drawings, which are really big, and I really take a lot of pride in those. So if you, I'd really love for you guys, someone out there to get one. And was it $75 off of our premium annual membership? And $100 off of our animal drawing bundles, 20% off of all of our prints. So it's a lot of great stuff there. Really good stuff.
Were you involved in the Lion King live action at all?
I was not. No, I was not. I helped create the original Lion King in 1994. I created Nala, young Nala, not adult Nala, young Nala. Adult Nala was created by a good friend of my brother's, my brother Travis, the guy named Tony DeRosa, created adult Nala, and Travis and he are really good friends. They go way back.
Gabby's asking, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? So much food. Yes, there was a lot of food. Had some roast, some turkey, obviously. And what else was there? There was what is that one food where it's like melted marshmallows with
It's marshmallows and sweet potatoes.
sweet potatoes, that's it. God, that was delicious. And then for dessert we had red velvet cake.
Oh my God, that was really good.
You ended up having some for breakfast.
I did.
The breakfast of kings.
Oh, my dessert last night was vodka. So I didn't have any dessert, traditional dessert. What was your favorite thing about Brother Bear? I really loved making the music, being involved with making the music. I loved it. I like the scenery and everything, but I really enjoyed recording the score, just being involved with all that, working with Phil Collins and Mark Mancina, who was our composer. It was just a very cool time. You know, if I wasn't an artist, a visual artist, I would have been probably a musician. I love playing music, and so being able to do that for the movie was really cool. Twitch question. Hello, Ari. Will you ever make another watercolor gouache paint video for YouTube? Sure, absolutely. I absolutely will.
T-minus 29 minutes until we can download the new oil painting course by Aaron.
That's right. Could you share one of your trips experiences that has left a lasting impact on you throughout your career? You know, when I was younger, well, I shouldn't say when I was younger. It's just been a while since I've been up there, but I used to go to Alaska every year. And Alaska, to me, outside of Africa, is just one of the most amazing places I've ever been. And remember one time I was in a place called McNeil River, which is one of the highest concentrations of grizzly bears in the world. And my friend Tim Hodge and I were there, and we camped. And what was interesting is that you could come out of, we could come out of our tent or come out of the lodge or the cabin at any given time of day, and I never counted less than 13 or 14 bears. It was always a lot of bears. And I remember hiking up to the rapids where the salmon were jumping and the bears were catching salmon. And there's a little gravel pad that all the people sit on. And over the years, I don't know how they do it, but they've trained the bears not to go on that gravel pad. That's for humans and not for bears. And they've pretty much stuck to it, over the years, as far as I know. And so Tim and I were sitting there watching the bears, and this female caught a big salmon, and all of a sudden there was this male that wanted it. And so he started to chase her, and they came running up the bank right towards us. And she was about 700 pounds. He was probably about 900 pounds. And just giant animals. And they came running right towards us. And our guide, he just kept saying, "Don't run, don't run, don't run." He kept telling us. And it was so hard not to run because these giant bears are running straight at us up this hill. And then they got to within like 10 feet of the gravel pad and veered. But they walked close enough that if I reached out far enough with my arm, I could have touched them. But they weren't on the gravel pad. And to see that in the wild, it was just insane. It was absolutely insane. And I'll never forget that. So that was one instance.
What if the gorilla was holding Baby Yoda?
Oh, actually, that's not a bad idea.
All of those Baby Yoda memes just explode in the
I know.
couple of weeks.
YouTube question: do I play any instruments? I do. I play guitar. I love guitar.
What did you like about working in the Rescuers Down Under?
Well, the Rescuers Down Under was my very first feature film as an animator. So that part of it was really cool for me. And I was animating all the animals that McLeach had locked up, all the prison animals. And so it's, I kind of cut my teeth on that, so to speak. That's how I kind of got used to working on a big production. Question: did you ever get to meet Elton John? I actually had dinner with Elton John. I've got a really cool story. I was directing Romeo and Juliet. I didn't finish the movie. I ended up going on to another picture, and a guy named Kelly Asbury ended up finishing Romeo and Juliet, and that's the movie that you saw in the theaters was what he finished. But before,
You alright?
Well, my all of a sudden it's lagging really bad.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, but before I left the picture, I went and had Elton John wrote the music for Romeo and Juliet, and so we went out to Vegas to meet him. And my wife Karen at the time, Dustin's mother, she went with us. And now, for those of you that don't know, 12 and a half years ago, Karen passed away from breast cancer. And so this was about 6 months before she passed away. And she'd been going through treatment, and she'd never been to Vegas before. And so Elton John set it all up, and uh, actually, you know what? I wonder if I put that on another layer. I'm gonna put those on another layer. Elton John set it up uh, so that we could go see him perform. He was doing his Red Piano tour, and so we flew to Vegas. We were living in Los Angeles at the time, and we got picked up in a stretch Hummer and brought to our hotel. And we had a little bit of time before the concert, and so my co-director at the time, Bob Walker, he loved to gamble, and Karen had never played blackjack or gambled or really done anything like that, and so he took her and showed her how to play cards. She ended up winning like $800. It was kind of cool. And then that stretch Hummer came and picked us up again, and took us to the theater where Elton John was playing, and we were seating in the fourth row back, and but before we went in, we went down and had some wine down in his dressing room, and we didn't meet him yet. And he had a lot of beautiful boys, a lot of beautiful men that were taking care of us, that the women were just in love with. It was funny. And so then we went up for the show. We were in fourth row, and then he got to one of his songs and called, the first four rows up onto the stage. And so now Karen and I are at Elton John's piano while he's playing, and we're up on stage with a bunch of other people dancing, jumping up and down, and it was just incredible. And then we went back down, finished out the concert, and then went up to his room. I think he was staying at Caesar's. I can't remember specifically. And I remember knocking on the door, and Elton John answered the door and brought it. We all went in, and they had dinner all set up in the dining room in his suite that he was staying in, which was absolutely beautiful, obviously. And but the cool thing about that was, my wife Karen, she had been going through chemotherapy treatments, and so she was bald. She didn't have any hair, and he could tell that she had cancer. She could just, and she was kind of weak, and so Elton waited for her to sit down, waited for everyone. There was a few of us in our group. He waited for everyone to sit down, and then he sat right across from Karen so that he could talk to her, so he could give her the attention. And it was really, really cool. He was such a cool dude, and I'll never forget that. We sat there until 1:30 in the morning talking, and Karen just had one of the most wonderful times. And then we sorry, we got back in, we finished up dinner, and we went down outside, and went back to we got picked up again, went back to our hotel, and she gambled a little bit more, and won some more money, and then we went to bed, and we flew home the next morning. And I remember her saying, as we were flying out, she goes, "Man, Aaron, Vegas is great." I said, "Yes, it is, sweetie." Yeah, it was meeting Elton John was a very good memory.
Are you planning another master class like the one in Florida?
Yes. Matter of fact, we're going to be getting ready. We're going to be announcing one soon. We're going to be doing a plein air painting class like we did at the castle in England. We're going to be doing one in Sarasota, Florida, and we're going to be doing that the first week of March. And it's plein air painting in watercolor with Ronnie Williford and myself. And so we still have to nail down some logistics before we can officially announce it, but we are looking at that first around March 6th. That's the kind of the time we're looking at, and we're just going to see how it goes. We got a few things to look into as far as hotels go and that sort of thing. Doggone it, I was drawing on I'm just going to have to combine those layers.
Oh darn. Is this a gorilla?
Yes. Dear Great Master Aaron Blaise, I have a wish from you. Can you please make a video about gesture drawing, but please make it with pencil? No. Sure, I can do that. We'll do it on another stream. Very specific that one was.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, I bought your principles on animation. It's beyond awesome. Thank you so much. You are welcome. I really enjoyed making that. That was one of our first courses that we created.
Had you known the success of the original Lion King was going to have during pre-production, would you have liked to work on something else?
What? I don't understand that question. If I'd known what the success was going to be, would I want to work on something else?
I think so.
It became the most successful animated film of all time at the time. No, I wouldn't have wanted to. I actually loved drawing lions. I was super happy to get onto it.
Maybe even if
there's a lot of people that wanted to work on Pocahontas at the time and were jumped over, but I didn't. I wanted to stick with.
You really wanted to be on Lion King.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Dan asks, "Hey Aaron, can you talk about drawing that right eye, the further one from this 3/4 angle? Thanks." Well, I'm just thinking. I think about it as it's going around the face. I think about there's a nasal ridge right here, coming in like in here, and you got to think about those eyes being sunk into the head. And technically, it probably would be a little bit deeper. One of the things we can do is I can rotate it, and you can see if things look weird. In this case, it looks pretty good. One thing that does look weird to me is I realize now that I've turned it, he's not looking at the viewer. He's looking just off from the viewer. So you can see things wrong that you wouldn't normally see when you flop your drawing. There we go. There. That feels good. Hi Aaron, I'm currently a senior in high school and it's been a really busy year for me to the point I have no ideas or time to draw. Should I force myself to draw or take my time? Well, depends on what you want to do. Force yourself to draw. And actually, if you have to force yourself to draw, maybe that's not what you want to do. Because whether you have time or not, I drew. You couldn't take the pencil out of my hand, no matter what I did. So if you find yourself having to force yourself to draw, maybe try something else. You don't want to force it, but maybe you do. I don't know. That's really up to you.
Today, I did a gouache painting of a grasshopper, but I struggled a bit trying to control the paint. Can you do a course on gouache painting?
You know what? We've had so many requests about that. So yes, I will be doing a course on gouache painting.
Well, we did do a YouTube video on gouache painting, didn't we?
Yeah, but I didn't really explain what I was doing.
Right.
Robert asks, whenever you're doing some non-art related tasks, do you ever feel like you are missing out or wasting time by not drawing or painting, even if it's an important task? I do sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Would you do an animation about lions, like a different story to Lion King? And if so, what would that movie be like?
I don't know. I've never thought about that. It would be awesome. How about that?
Maybe it would be about a particular white lion.
No.
The name starts with a K and ends with an Imba.
There, got a little gorilla poking his head out of the leaves. Just want to remind you too again about our Black Friday sale. We all of our courses are 40% off. That's huge. We don't do 40% sales, so that's really big. So check that out. And We've got 20% off of all of our prints, and we've got a lot of prints available. And we've got $500 off of my original charcoal drawings. Those charcoal drawings are huge. They're really big.
They're huge.
They're 32 by 40 inches, I think. I think that's the right dimension. I can't remember. But they're huge.
They're huge.
And there we go. Trying to get these leaves in here. And then we've got $100 off of our animal drawing bundles, and which is 40 plus hours of content. So that's huge as well. Plus we got $75 off of our premium membership, and that to me is the best deal, because with the premium membership you get everything on our site, every single course that's been done, and we're going to be raising the cost of that soon. So if you want to get a membership, now's the time to get it. Because in the next few months, because of the amount of content that we've added, we're going to be raising the price of it. If you lock in now, that's going to be your price forever. So, people that, at one time it was 140, now it's almost 200, and we're going to be raising it again. So I would suggest getting in there and checking it out. It's, like I said, by far it's the best deal, because you get everything on the site. Everything. Did I mention everything? There, I think we've got enough in here so I can start painting. What do you think, Dustin? You like?
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe we make him white, like he's a white gorilla. With a pink face.
Albino
Yeah.
gorilla? The person I was asking about the Lion King success, like if you found out about that, right? What I meant was, had you known it was Lion King and not Pocahontas, of the film that was going to be a massive success, would you have liked to work on any other characters on it other than young Nala, say Mufasa or one of the lionesses?
Yeah, I mean, but I was a young animator, so at the time, so I was really given the task of what I could handle, but I would have loved to have done Mufasa. But Tony Fuccelli did Mufasa, and Tony's brilliant. There's no way I could have done better than Tony. And he's just a brilliant animator. A really great artist. And, obviously, and then Scar was handled by amazing Andreas Deja, and young Simba was done by Mark Henn, and adult Simba was done by Ruben Aquino. These are all guys that just are fantastic, incredible animators.
CGI seems to be everywhere these days. Do you think Disney, like Walt or Roy Disney, do you think either of them would have ignored it or invested in it if he was still alive?
Well, Walt was he loved technology. So I think he would have been deeply involved in CG animation. Oh yeah, big time. He was always looking for new ways of creating stories and films and looks, and he was always super interested in technology. So I think Walt would be really into CG. Now, would he let hand drawn go? I don't know. Maybe he may have. You never know. But I doubt it.
And I really think he would not let it go. I think he would just morph it into it.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
Whether if it's the same ways of like Treasure Planet, like that kind of CG and 2D merging, or maybe like Paperman, that 2D 3D short.
Yeah. Actually, I liked Paperman a lot.
I loved that short. And I honestly feel like the animation style of Klaus had that very same kind of feel, the way that they lit everything.
Yeah.
With the color and the textures, it felt CG even though it was 2D.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool.
It didn't move like 3D though. It didn't move like CG. It moved like hand drawn. That's what I liked about it.
About Paperman or Klaus?
Klaus. If you guys haven't seen Klaus yet, see
Definitely
it.
watch it.
Watch it. It's an incredible, incredible film. I'm just noodling this thing. I gotta start painting. All right, so let's add a new layer. Should we make them white? What do you think, Dustin? Or maybe
Is it a gorilla with holy plants around him?
with what?
Holly.
No, I'm just drawing.
H-O-L-L-Y.
No, there just happen to be big leaves. They're not holly. I'm just making up plants. We'll see what they look like. I'm not sure yet.
Do you send prints internationally?
Yes. Yes, we do. We send prints internationally.
But did you all draw together? Kidding,
What?
I know you're too young for that.
What do you say?
She was asking the did you draw with Walt question.
Oh.
Jokingly.
Nick says, I'm back. So Tomas, Nick's father-in-law, Vedanta's dad, Selena's dad, he's heading off to Mexico. He lives in Mexico and he's heading back. Gonna be back there for a little while. Alright, so here we go. I think this is gonna be kinda cool. Make him a white gorilla. YouTube question: between traditional and digital art, if you had to pick one, which would it be? Well, I love digital art. Don't get me wrong. I love doing it. I love how quickly I can get an image done. Hey, buddy. Hi. How are you? How's it going? Achilles is back, my dog. But I love having something to hold in my hand, and not just a print, but an actual piece of art that's been created, and I get that with. Where's his arm coming down? I get that with traditional art. So I'd have to pick traditional. There we go.
Do you have a guess as to why the producers of Klaus didn't release the movie in theaters and instead on Netflix? Would have been amazing to see in the theaters.
Netflix. It's a Netflix picture. Netflix paid for it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the producers. The producers were from Netflix. Netflix wants content for their streaming platform, and so they paid for it to get made to play on their platform. It actually did get released into theaters, but just a small number, so that it could be eligible for an Academy Award. And Netflix is actually buying up some theaters here and there, just for that reason.
Do you like drawing more than painting?
Yes. I love painting though. But I think I like drawing a little better just because of what I'm able to do. You know, it doesn't require as much work. You know, and I don't know, I just like it better. YouTube question: have you worked with James Baxter? Yes, we have worked on the same films together. Matter of fact, I just talked with James Baxter last week. He came over to my table and we talked for a little while. We worked together at Disney. He was a California artist and I was a Florida artist, but we worked on the same films and we knew each other. We know each other. So yes. YouTube question: have you ever used pan pastels or colored pencils? And if so, do you use sanded paper? What brand? Well, I've used Prismacolor pencils. Never used sanded paper. I've wanted to. I just never have. You lock that. Kind of like this. I want to get a little bit of variance in the. This color here. It's getting a little bit of violet in here. I want to vary up some of the color. What I'm doing right now is just creating local color. So local color is the color of an object when it's not lit and it's not in shadow. It's just the color of an object. So I'm just looking at his skin color right now. I'm just trying to create that. Mickey on YouTube asks, "Hey Aaron, do you ever suffer creative burnout?" Not really. At one time I did, but not so much anymore. Not so much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go kind of opposite. I'm going to go into some of the more orangey, warm color. Just come in here and hit it a little bit. I'm using a textured brush. Just creating a variance of color and hue within the local color. A YouTube question: would you say character design is a good field to get into? I love character design. Yeah, but you have to be prepared. A lot of people think they can go into character design, they can just design to their own content, their heart's content, any style their own style, and that's how you do it. And it's not. That's not how it is in the industry. You have to be able to vary your style from film to film. It takes work, and to be the best takes a lot of work. And because there's a lot of competition out there when it comes to character design. And but it is a good field. I've done quite a bit of it myself.
I'm sure you've heard of the saying that anime food is the most delicious looking animated food. What do you think about that?
I've never heard that. Anime food?
And like animated food.
Oh,
like
animated food.
Anime style, like Studio Ghibli's food. Like the way that they animate that in like Studio Ghibli films,
Yeah.
like Spirited Away.
Yeah. I say I think it's appetizing. I don't know. It's something I've never really thought about. There, having some fun with that. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the fur. A YouTube question: is a domestic dog at home good study for big dog anatomy such as wolves and hyenas? Well, just backing up real quick just to correct you, it's a common misconception. Hyenas are not part of the dog family. They're not even remotely close to being dogs.
What?
A lot of people think hyenas are part of the dog family, but they're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're actually more closely related to cats. And their closest relative is a mongoose.
Really?
Yeah.
But they look like dogs.
Yeah, but it's called what is it? Something evolution. It's sort of like if you look at a Tasmanian wolf, an American wolf, or not American wolf, but like a regular wolf, and if you look at a hyena, they all have very similar traits. It's because they've evolved going after the same, they all are meat eaters, they all are predators, and so they've evolved very similar traits. And so, but anyway, go back to your question about your dog. Not really. I think it's not a really good substitute. Now, if you want to learn how to draw dogs, sure. I mean, there's going to be similarities on your domestic dog, and it's a good place to start. But it's not a good substitute for a finished wolf. And as far as hyenas go, yeah, you just gotta stick with hyenas. But yeah, you thought hyenas were dogs, didn't you?
Arturo says that it's called convergent evolution.
Convergent, thank you. I always get that wrong. Convergent evolution. Well, I don't always get it wrong, but I don't always remember it. So it's animals that converge in their looks and their traits by having similar habits, similar environments. So once again, just creating a little bit of texture and a little color variance in the local color here on this gorilla. Gorilla. Magilla gorilla.
My gorilla.
There, using a dry brush. Any advice on drawing big cats? Yeah, go to my website. You can get how to draw big cats, and it's a very thorough course for a lot of money off today because it's our Black Friday sale, so it's 40% off the course. Otherwise, go to Africa. Draw them from life. No, I'm being facetious. No,
Facetious.
Going to the zoo is good. You want to draw them from life if you can. And but really, the course that I have, it talks about proportion and the animation and how to move them and how all kinds of stuff. So I do recommend it. But there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, Google, things like that you can get as far as drawing them as well. Once again, I'm going to tell you, my Black Friday sale is going nutty. We've got a lot of good stuff happening, and I'm going to go a little darker on the background. And we've got some really great stuff for sale on the site. Everything on the site right now is 40% off. All of our courses are 40% off. And that's a huge savings because we don't usually do sales that deep. And then all of our prints, all of my art prints are 20% off. $500 off of my charcoal originals. And once again, we ship anywhere in the world. So don't worry about if you live someplace outside of the United States. We'll get it to you. And $100 off of the animal drawing bundles. So to the person that I was just talking to about the big cat course, you can bundle that with some other animal drawing courses and you can save $100 on that. So that's kind of cool. Right on. Right on, right on.
Right on. Did you know that Norway have a dog breed that is actually a wolf? I mean, it is a wolf, but it's been domesticated so well, most people think it's a dog.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
You did not know that?
Did not know that. I'm going to go a little cooler with these leaves, I think, that are behind him. I'm going to keep this loose as a goose. Oh, I wanted that. That one's got to overlap. Shoot.
What tool are you using to draw live?
Just one of my custom brushes. Well, this one actually is from a friend of mine. I gotta stop using this brush. I use it all the time. This is one of my brushes right here. I like this textured brush.
And if you're asking specifically what we're using to live stream, We're using an app called OBS, or Open Broadcast Software.
OBS.
OBS.
So creating a chalky, creates a nice texture. I really like.
How would you go about animating very fast action, like a martial arts fight scene, or anything of that sort? Like, how would you frame it and follow it?
Well, all that just comes down to timing, and so I first of all I would look at a lot of reference just to get a sense of it, and then and try to get a sense of that timing in my head, and then from there it's just a matter of working it out, and let me go a little deeper blue, a little darker. So it's yeah, there's a lot of different ways of doing it, but it's I would thumbnail it, plan it out that way, and sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. I'm struggling. But it really comes down to, experience with timing is a big part of it. Just knowing how long something takes to do.
This is the wolf dog in of Norway.
No kidding. I would not mistake that for a wolf at all. That's a dog.
But the person I was asking just now about what we're using to draw live, I think he was meaning because he mentioned, is it a Cintiq? I think what he meant was what you're using to draw.
Oh, I'm on a Wacom Cintiq.
And it's a what model? 32?
Yeah, this is a 32.
Switching over so I can for a quick minute. Zoom it on. Yep, that right there is a Cintiq 32.
Boom.
I haven't done that in a while. That felt good. Hey,
Yeah, I want to go.
that's pretty good.
Just a little bit darker. So once again, just laying in local color. Got these all in different layers. Twitch question: do you prefer to draw realistic or cartoon things in your free time? I think I prefer realistic. I just like to do that, but I love doing cartoons as well. But between the two, I love doing realistic. And this type of thing that I'm doing now is somewhere in between. YouTube question. Would you feel kind of proud to meet a successful animator, etc., who learned everything from your courses? Like, yeah, I made them. Well, I've actually met a lot of people that have taken my courses and ended up... I just had someone this weekend when I was at CTN come up to me and say, hey, I got your courses and I've been studying them for the last 4 years, or 3 years, or I can't remember what it was, but he said, I wanted to let you know I just got my first job because of the training that I got in your courses. So
that's a big deal.
Yeah, that was really cool for me.
Can't quite understand what he's... That's what I'm guessing he's asking. What are your opinions on the 16-inch Cintiq?
Oh, I have one. I have the 16-inch Cintiq. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's my travel Cintiq. When I go on the road, I take it with me. Hook it up to my computer, and I do demos with it and all kinds of stuff. That's what we used at CTN. Was my 16-inch Cintiq. I love it. Counter on YouTube asks, do you have any tips on how to start your own short animation? Well, first of all, you want to remember that it's short. You want to keep it short. Too many times people will put too much into it, and they'll become these big epic movies. And you want to keep it short and disciplined, and then be clear. You want whatever it is that you're whatever story you're telling. Make sure it's clear, and you get that by showing it to people that you trust will give you an honest answer. You gotta make sure of that, and then just show it to them and see what they say. Do they understand what's going on from the plot standpoint? Have them explain it to you. Do they understand, this or that or whatever it might be? And and then storyboard it. Don't jump into animation too soon. Make sure you get it all worked out. Cut those storyboards together. And I just woke up Suri. So take your time. Really understand the animation before you get into it too deeply.
Have you watched The Has Been Hotel?
No, not yet. We get that.
I'm trying to get him to watch it.
I just haven't been able to yet. So I'm just going through and lightly... coloring on the wrong layer. Doggone it. Keep doing that.
Did you see the trailer for the new documentation about Glenn Vilppu?
No. I know he just got a lifetime achievement. They do want me... They want to interview me about some stuff with him. I met the woman doing the documentary, and she came over to my table and wanted to interview me because Glenn and I know each other, and so she wanted to do that. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in what I'm doing here. Magilla Gorilla. YouTube comment. We want some live stream animating on this channel, please. Wow. That's awfully demanding. Let's see. Let me lock that.
Can't tell if I'm being pranked or not, but is there really such an Australian animal known as a drop bear?
A what?
Drop bear.
Drop bear?
Drop bear. Looking it up showed prehistoric possibilities, but the current reference photos are a parody? What's your expert opinion?
I've never heard of a drop bear.
Drop bear in Australia. The only bear that I know of in Australia is the koala bear.
Yeah. How long have I been drawing digital art? I've been doing digital art for about 15 years. Maybe 13.
What are your favorite books?
The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I love that story. I love that book. The Kite Runner. The Kite Runner made me cry. Really loved it. I'm adding little bits of kind of foliage little spots on the leaves. There we go. There we go. How long have I... Oh, that was a question they already asked. How long have you been drawing digital art? Alright, let's go up. I'm going to go on top. I want to go add a shadow there. So I'm going to set that to multiply. And I'm going to go in and let's make that a blue shadow. Blue shadows. Oh, blue shadows. Alright, let's see here. I want this to be dappled. Let's see.
I already asked what your favorite books are.
Yep.
Okay. I'm all out of questions, sir.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put that here. What is this layer? Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'll put that there. That way I can't.
Austin's asking, hey, Dad's, ask him what time he wants us over for tonight.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to come over for dinner?
Oh, now you ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
What time is it?
It's 4:21.
6 o'clock.
6? Alright. Well, she's not in the live studio, through text.
I gotcha. YouTube question: Have you ever done paleo reconstruction art? I have. Well, not professionally. I did it on a few animals. I did a saber-toothed cat, which was really kind of. It was kind of cool. It was fun. I actually really enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
The newcomers just got here. Hello. What's the idea for this piece?
Somebody wanted a gorilla, so I'm giving him a gorilla.
An albino gorilla. Gorilla that goes. Would you say Canada is in America? Well, technically,
Yeah, it's part of North
America.
America. It's part of the North American continent.
Oh.
So that's not even technically, if it is. YouTube question: Will you add water drops, etc., to your picture like it just rained? That's a cool idea. I could do something like that. Right now I'm just trying to make it feel like he's in dappled light. I'm putting different shadows from different leaves on him. Dan on YouTube says hyenas aren't dogs, koalas aren't bears, and humans like things that make them cry. Life is wild. For a while, they weren't quite sure if pandas were true bears, but they've finally come around to it.
They finally believe that they're bears?
Yeah.
About time.
What's that?
It's about time.
It's about time.
Once, quote unquote, enrolled in a class of yours, do I have to view it on a computer or can I check it off my phone?
You can watch it on your phone, as long as you have streaming. Matter of fact, we're going to be coming out with an app pretty soon that's going to make that all really easy for you. Nick just gave me a little preview of it this weekend, and it's awesome. Dan on YouTube's got it. I already said that, so it must be getting quiet.
It's coming out quite nicely.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
You're quite nice.
You're quite nice. How's it going there, gorilla buddy?
So getting them all in shadow here.
Do you know approximately when the app will come out?
I don't know. Nick might be able to give us an estimate. I'm not sure.
It's coming out tomorrow.
YouTube question: when you were starting in animation, what was the hardest animation you did, and how did you? What did I do to overcome the difficulties? Well, when I was first learning, one of the first things I animated was a gorilla actually doing a walk cycle, and I really struggled with that, trying to understand the mechanics and everything. But it took persistence, and not giving up to get me through it. And so that's really all it was persistence. That's what got me over it.
Have you ever thought of...
It will be before Christmas. The app will be before Christmas, Nick says. Sorry, Dustin, go ahead.
Can I talk? Can I ask a question? Have you ever thought of doing a piece that is inspired from another artist to see the artistic differences? For example, you could take an image from a Miyazaki film and put your own twist on it.
No.
I feel it'd be really fun for you.
No, I don't like taking other people's work and reinterpreting it. That's not something I enjoy doing. I like to just come up with my own. And but I understand the
appeal.
The appeal, yeah.
It is rumored that animators, more than any other kind of artist, quote unquote, make faces at themselves in mirrors for facial expression reference. I have not noticed you doing this on these feeds. Is it because it is a private thing, or you just don't do it?
I don't do it. And actually, a lot of the guys don't do it. That was just something they did as a promotional thing at one time. I don't know. I know there's guys that will keep mirrors at their desks and for show, but I never really knew anybody that actually did that, and I never did. I will make faces, but I don't look in the mirror. I make the faces to feel the expression. I want to feel what that expression is, and then I can draw it. So I'm creating shadows on his face here.
Can you tell us more about the app? About like what features will it have?
Well, basically, you're going to be able to access all of your content, keep it all in one place, and access it from your phone, so you can watch from your phone. Nick can explain it a little bit more, and eventually, we want to have down the road, in later versions, we want to give you the ability to draw in it and animate and that sort of thing. But 1.0 is just going to be a place where you can organize all of the lessons and have instant access that you've downloaded from us. Do you make your own brushes? I sure do. Yep. The only brushes I use are my own brushes. shadow all over the place.
Can you tell us a bit more about the hand-drawn documentary?
It's going to be a lot of interviews with artists that come from the hand-drawn background. So that's about all I know. I was interviewed for it, but I haven't seen it. So stay tuned, because I'm just as in the dark as you. YouTube question: do you think it's important to have a plan B? My dad keeps saying they don't call artists starving for nothing, and that I need a real job as a backup plan. Well, first of all, I take offense to that, Dad. Being an artist is a real job, so you can take that and stick it somewhere. I've made a living for 40 years as an artist, a very good living. So, and that's been my backup plan. My backup plan is to work hard. Man, that annoys me.
Well, people saying that.
Yeah,
you
get a
can't
real
get
job.
a job as an artist.
Yeah. Being an artist, being a filmmaker, that's having a real job. It's insulting, is what it is. Now, YouTube question: how do you create realistic looking leaf shadows? I'm just thinking about how the light is coming through and what side of the leaf I'm looking at. And I'm just and then on his face, I've looked at dappled light before. Nick says that all of our brushes are 40% off. So for that person who was asking if I make my own brushes, I do, and I sell them on the website, and they're all 40% off right now for Black Friday. Hello, Brazil. I love Brazil. I've been down to Brazil several times. Really love it down there. I'm going to create some shadows here. Oops, I got to set that to multiply. Go. So I'm just creating a dappled light effect, painting in the shadows. On here. I'm going to do the same thing on this. Kristen, thanks. Well, I'm glad you asked the job question, Kristen. You can be an artist. Trust me, I've done it. You can do it. You just gotta put your mind to it. And I never let anybody tell me I couldn't do anything. And I worked hard at it. It takes a lot of hard work, Kristen.
Have you ever drawn jaguars?
I have.
Yeah, just what, dude, I'm back. Just got just got some PS4 games at Best Buy. It's a madhouse.
Yeah, I don't shop on Black Friday.
Yeah, it's a madhouse because it's Black Friday.
It's crazy.
She also says, I love the dappled lighting on his face. I'm trying to practice that on my paintings.
Oh, good. What's your opinion about Ghibli Studios movie? I love everything they do. I really do. Dustin doesn't like them.
What, Studio Ghibli?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them. No, really, I love Studio Ghibli. I got the dogs in here now.
Hey, bud. Hi. How are you? How's it going, eh?
How's it going, Erie?
There. Getting lots of dappled light. And this is just the first shadow layer going over the image here. Once I go to the highlight layer, the light layer, that's going to push it even more.
Do you think there's opportunity for digital artists if they don't want to move from somewhere like, say, Alaska? I'd love to pursue more digital art, but it seems like all the schools are in the States, and I just love living here, and I don't prefer cities.
Say that one more time?
Basically,
Sorry.
asking, is there any way to pursue further into digital art where they're staying, like, say, Alaska, because they don't want to move to the city because they don't like cities?
Yeah.
They don't prefer cities.
You can do digital art anywhere you want. Not quite. I mean, is there a market for it where they are? Is that what they're asking?
Like if you go to school for art education.
You can get all your art education offline now. I think schools are becoming a thing of the past, or they're going to be. I mean, the only thing you get at school that you can't get online is the camaraderie, working with other artists, and seeing things firsthand. But beyond that, there's tons of training you can find online. And you save a lot of money.
Have you thought of drawing hedgehogs? I would love to learn how to draw out the texture of their quills.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Never thought of drawing hedgehogs. I think they're cute.
Well, they're adorable. But no. Like, how about no?
Having some fun with this.
Gabby's asking, do you ever draw foliage? I don't think I've ever seen a flower from you.
I do sometimes. I'm just making up some foliage now.
Do you believe traditional animation will get back as a mainstream animation type soon?
No. Not anytime soon. I do think it's going to come back, and you'll get things like Klaus and that sort of thing on streaming platforms. I'm not sure it's going to come back anytime soon for theatrical stuff. So that's just my opinion, though. I could be completely wrong. I've been known to be wrong before, Dustin.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No. I always thought you were right.
Put that on
every
overlay.
single thing you say.
Surprising, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you guys seen the new trailer for Sonic? Sonic's design is way better now.
I know. Yeah, they did a good job.
I agree.
Karen on YouTube asks, "Hey Aaron, have you visited Puerto Rico?" I have not visited Puerto Rico. I would love to. So what I'm doing now is I'm painting in the light areas now, where I think the light's hitting.
What was the best thing you did to grow your name / brand art?
I don't know if I should do that. Let's see here. So hold on just a second. The best thing that I did was was just be consistent with my with getting work out there with social media. Did a lot of work on social media, and so being consistent on there, that's important. Beyond that, it's just making sure you put good work out. Does that answer the question? Was that right?
I believe so.
Do you do flip books? You know what? We could. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'd like to do some flip books with Snow Bear. Could publish some. Publishing flip books would be fun. There. Got the leaves coming in there. And the overlay.
Mind if I answer a question?
Whose show is this?
Fine.
Go ahead.
Dustin, what cameras are you using? And can you recommend a Canon camera for a beginner? Should I get additional objective lens? What would you say? I'm thinking about the Canon EOS 200D at the moment. The last Canon camera that I used that I still have is the Canon Rebel T6, but it's a much older camera. It's at least like a good 4 or 5 years old. I definitely for a start, I would definitely recommend a T7 or a T7i. Comes at around $600 to $700, and I think it comes with a pair of lenses, one for close-ups and one for wildlife stuff. But in the long run, I would definitely recommend L series lenses for Canon. The L series is like the top of the line lenses, and once you are ready for a higher end camera, I would recommend like the 5D Canons. Really, really good camera brands. So
Sony's putting out some good stuff too.
Oh yeah. As for me, like I'm personally using, as I said, I'm using Sony, and I'm using the A6400, but I'm definitely planning on going into the full frame area, whether if it's the future A7 Mark IV, or I'm actually thinking of saving up even further and getting the A9 Mark II, which is brand new, just announced like a month ago, and it's their flagship of cameras, basically. So, yeah.
Okay, so Nick is telling me that one of the oil painting videos is taking a while to finish uploading. So the course is still coming out today, but it will be after 6 p.m. So that means more time to get it on pre-order. Yeah, we're having the exporting and the uploading to Vimeo. Because this course is so big, it's been a little bit touch and go. YouTube question: do you think it's possible to make money on just doing animal art, or is it best to diversify? I know a lot of animal artists that make a living at it. You have to be good though. That's the thing. You've gotta really bust your butt because it's a tough market. Look at artists like Greg Beecham. Greg Beecham's one of my favorite animal artists. He's also a friend, and go online and look at his work. His work is absolutely stunning, and you'll see what you're up against.
Have you guys ever traveled to Israel, Egypt, or Greece?
Egypt, Israel, or Greece? No, I have not.
Me neither. Would love to though.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about art business?
Well, that's a big subject. The business of art is a huge subject. But that
Could
being
probably make a
said,
whole course about it.
what's that?
Could probably make a whole course about it.
Yeah, actually. That being said, you got to treat it like any other business. Time is money. You've got overhead. There's a lot of things that I think about regarding my business and my art, and the biggest one is time management. You know, being able to manage your time properly in order to make a profit. So having the discipline to sit and do what you need to do, that's a big deal.
By any chance, are you going to be at the Los Angeles Animation Festival on December 7th and 8th?
No. December 7th, I am doing my live stream on how to create believable creatures. So this is our basic lay-in right now of our white gorilla, and we've been at it for an hour and 47 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a secondary light behind him, just maybe like a green glow light. I'm going to start working on top of everything. So I'm going to leave that normal. And I'm going to do like a greenish, kind of warm light.
What are your thoughts on painting on as few layers as possible?
I don't. I like to have the control of a lot of layers. It gives me the ability to make adjustments on minute ways. Just adding a little bit of fun here. Twitch question: any tips for an illustration student that has done a lot of animation work but now wants to move more into painting, similar to what you do? Well, you got to just paint a lot. If it's something you want to do, then immerse yourself. Get into it. Just dive in and go. That's what I do. Just dive in. Go, 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 go. Where you going there, Achilles? Go, so you can see that little bit of rim light gives them a nice little dimension. I want a little bit of underlighting too, a little bounced light. Lindsay on YouTube says, I saw you at CTN. You are incredible. Thank you. You should have come over and said hi. Or maybe you did. There.
Do you have a manager, or do you do everything for yourself?
We do everything for ourselves. I guess Nick could be considered a manager. Nick does a lot of stuff, so I don't have to worry about it. I used to have an agent / lawyer, but I don't really need that anymore. I'm just loosely coming through on some of these, hitting some of these edges. Twitch question. Hi, Aaron. What do you think about dip pens? I love them. When I was young, that's all I ever used because that's what we had. There's a few. My mother used them a lot, so she got me into it. But I love them. Let's rotate that around. Let's just see what it looks like from the other side. That's feeling kind of cool.
As you know, real life and pictures are different in terms of how vibrant the colors are. How would you go about adjusting the colors to match the naked eye version of those colors more from a picture?
Well, it's really looking, observing, right? You have to get in there and observe and recreate what you're seeing. That's what it takes. So here, creating some little highlight areas.
Have you ever found yourself artistically stumped or blocked? If so, is there a recommended exercise you use to break out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I get this question almost every week, and it's something, it doesn't happen very often to me anymore, but I do force myself to just start to draw, and eventually something will come of it. If I'm stumped, that's what I used to do. Just force myself to draw anything, even if you're just scribbling, and eventually something starts to emerge.
Not even sure how to ask this, but how does Aaron keep his ownership for the works he put on social media? Is it all under some big copyright umbrella?
The owner, it's my work, so I own it. Yeah, it's always under copyright umbrella. If I create the work, that's my work. You don't have to put copyright on everything. That's what people get paranoid about, and it's unfounded. You know, my work is my work.
If you could go back and rework Rajah from Aladdin, what would you change specifically?
I don't know what I would change specifically. That's a tough question. But I would definitely go back and change it. I'm a much better artist at drawing big cats now, that's for sure.
What do you do to learn now and get out of your comfort zone?
What's that? Say that again?
What do you do to learn now and get out of your comfort zone?
Oh, that's a good question. I try different mediums all the time. I'm always trying something different. And it keeps me on my toes. There we go. I'm going to put another thing there. I'll put some deeper shadows in here now. We out of questions?
Yep.
All right. Well, everyone's gone.
Well, they're not. They're not gone. They're just observing.
If once again, I'll just mention the Black Friday sale. We've got our Black Friday sale going on like crazy. It's kicking butt, and we've got 40% off of all lessons on the course or on the website. I mean, we've got $500 off of my big charcoal drawings, which is huge. 20% off of prints, all of our prints, art prints. And $75 off of the premium membership. That's really big savings. And that's your best value, because when you get a premium membership, you get everything on our site.
What would you feel if one of your artwork became the next Mona Lisa?
I wouldn't know. I'll be dead.
Does Aaron listen to different music genres too, as he pushes through working on different art mediums?
I do. I listen to all kinds of music.
What do you draw now to go out of your comfort zone to keep you in shape?
I just draw a lot. It's not that I go out of my comfort zone to keep in shape. I just draw a lot. I'm always, always, always drawing.
Have you ever thought of drawing out of your comfort zone as part of your drawing exercises?
Not really. I mean, if I could sit down and draw mechanical stuff, and that'd be out of my comfort zone. Stuff like that, sure.
I think you should do that sometime, because we've always seen you draw natural stuff. I think it'd be interesting for a live stream or a YouTube video to see you draw something mechanical.
No.
Fun then.
Not sure. Can it be a mechanical animal?
Sure.
YouTube question. Do you ever have the ambition to create your own IP and create a universe full of your own characters, worlds, and creatures? No, not really. No, that doesn't really cross my mind. There's movies I want to do that are like that. I guess that could be my own IP. There we go. Are you an art collector? Is Aaron an art collector? I am. I've got a lot of art. All the art in my house is original.
What is your goal for next year, and what is your dream?
Wow. What is my goal and what is my dream?
For
My
next year.
goal is to be happy. I don't know. I don't know what my dream is. That's a good question.
Will you do videos with Proco, or Glenn Vilpu, or even Glenn Keane in the future?
Well, I've done videos with Glenn Vilpu and Proco. I'd love to do a video with Glenn Keane. I'm just not sure that's in the cards anytime soon.
Do you get fan art?
Sometimes. What do you think of Neil Young and favorite album of his if you have one? I don't have a favorite album of his, but I do like him. Obviously, you're a fan. Which one should be my favorite?
What?
Neil Young. That's someone's asking me if I'm a fan of Neil Young. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. That's my Neil Young impression.
Nice.
YouTube question: how many hours per day do you draw on average? Have you got any comments on self-discipline? Well, self-discipline. I get questions about self-discipline. Just do it. You know, you just gotta sit down and do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. You know, my little gorilla, Magilla Magorilla, Magilla Gorilla. Just do it.
Kirk Michael says, Aaron, Dustin, I'm coming to Florida tomorrow. Let's have a beer.
Hey, cool. Okay. All right, so let's do it. Are you? You're coming in from England, aren't you?
I had no idea.
I think he is. All right, so I'm going to merge this group. There we go.
With your current knowledge, what advice would you have given yourself when you started drawing with your actual knowledge?
Be patient. Be patient.
Have you ever talked about Baby Yoda?
Have I ever talked about it?
Has someone already asked about Baby Yoda, basically?
Oh yeah.
Thoughts on him?
I think he's super cute. Sorry, I'm just doing that for me.
Justin, do you learn much from your dad? With shooting pictures? I learned a lot of about composition. I think composition and how to set up the subjects, especially with wildlife, like the rule of thirds and all that kind of stuff. The rest of the stuff, when it comes to like actually setting up the camera, I learned mostly from watching YouTube videos.
Aaron, have you ever considered doing a calendar packed with some of your digital work? We actually have talked about that.
The what?
Doing a calendar.
Mm.
Oh, shoot. So what I'm doing now is just kind of burning in some areas here to make it feel like sunlight. we go.
Were you ever afraid to put your art out on social media?
No, I just put it out there. I don't care. Just put it out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I put it out there so people will see who I am. If they like it, then they can follow me, and that's how I started my business. That's how it all began.
Then you saw it as a billboard ad and went, oh, what the hell?
There. So here's my gorilla, kind of looking through the leaves.
Oh, somebody just pulled the trigger on your Black Friday annual membership plan.
Right on. That's how you do it. Question, Mr. Blaise, do you eat breakfast before art? Yes, I do. If you do, what do you usually eat? Oatmeal. Do you do other things before you go into art? I stretch. And I get up periodically throughout the day and yeah, stretch. There we go. And now I'm just going to grab a dry brush again. Just hit some of this. Probably a little bluer. Just want to go complementary color off of the warms that I have in here. Let the kind of the color of the sky get into the shadows. There. That feels pretty good. Not a bad Neil Young impersonation. All right.
What captures your attention mostly when you see other people's art? Like, what gives you, like, this is my kind of art to like?
Yeah, that's a good question. Composition really gets me, and a strong graphic design really catches my eye. The light and dark design. Kind of wanted to take those foreground plants and knock them out of focus a little bit, but I'm not. But anyway, I think I'm going to wind this up. So there's our gorilla. Someone wanted a gorilla, so there's our white gorilla peeking through the leaves, and we're gonna take off now. It's we've been at it for a couple hours, but I just wanted to say thank you, you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your holiday weekend. We've had a really good time, and remember, our Black Friday sale is going on right now. So go over to creatureartteacher.com, and you're going to get 40% off of all of our courses. It's 20% off all of our prints, $500 off of my original charcoal drawings, $100 off of my animal drawing bundles. That's 40 plus hours of content right there. And then there's $75 off of our premium membership. So that's a big savings. And if you get a premium membership, it's locked in. If you get it at the discount price, it's going to be locked in for years to come, for as long as you renew that. And remember, you get everything that's on the site when you get a membership. You have access to everything. that's going to be a couple, like at least a year's worth of work just to get through it, if not more. So there's a lot there, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed today. And also remember, on December 7th is going to be our big live event where I'm talking about how to create believable creatures. And that's going to be about a 6-hour live class. And go over to creatureartteacher.com/live and you can get more information about that. Okay? And remember, the oil painting course is coming out today. It's going to be a little bit after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. We're having a little bit of exporting issues right now. But that just means if you want to get it, hop it over and get it now, and you'll save big on it because it's a pre-order. And I think that, and Patreon. So going over to patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt and support us over there if you can. Every little bit helps. You know, when we get support over on Patreon, that just gives us some of the funds to be able to create more content for you guys. And that's what it's all about for me. I love doing that for you. So I hope you guys had a great time. Have a great rest of your weekend. Go out, put some beauty back in the world, and I will talk to you next Friday. Have a great week, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And we'll see you guys next Friday. And until then, Cowboy Bebop. See ya.